Former Deputy National Chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Chief Bode George, on Thursday warned that PDP risked losing the 2023 elections if its national chairman, Senator Iyorchia Ayu, fails to resign. Chief George said this at a press conference in Lagos. The PDP leader, who noted that heavens won't fall if Ayu resigns from office, insisted that the vote of confidence passed on the national chairman at the NEC meeting does not hold water. He warned the party's presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar not to take PDP leaders and members from the southern Nigeria for granted, saying our party must do the needful now. Anything else would be suicidal. In his words, with 2 weeks to the commencement of campaigning season, that we believe we usher in a People's Democratic Party (PDP) government into Aso Rock in 2023. Unfortunately, I'm compelled to address a clear and present danger that might thwart this window of opportunity afforded the PDP. Our party, the PDP, is at the precipice of a dangerous looming crisis. If pending critical issues are not urgently addressed, party unity and inclusiveness of all members are ingredients of a viable strategy for our election victory. Pitiably, some of our leaders are directly or indirectly responsible for the present crisis in the party because of their flawed personal interests, which are targeted at disrupting the unity of our great party. I want our party members to know that as one of the party founders and as a former deputy national chairman of our party, it is not in my character to belittle the interest of our party, but when issues arise that may dent the progress of our party, one has to speak out and loud enough to arrest the attention of our people. Aside from the fact that I retired as a Navy general with postings all over this country, I'm nationalistic by blood, orientation, and global view. As a tireless defender of democracy, I've always fought for equity and justice for all with respect to the constitution of this nation and our party. I've never left our party, no matter the situation that besets me. In addition, I have no iota of tribalism in my blood, but will continue to fight tirelessly to ensure inclusiveness for all Nigerians in the political process of this country, and especially in this party where some of us have suffered great injustice, for the fight of equity and justice for all. While I reiterate my solidarity to the tenets of our party constitution, I will not remain passive when the collective unity of this party is fragmented. How we collectively address the issues at stake will be a major determinant of the fate of this party at the next general elections. As leaders of the party, we must not pander towards ethnic affiliations because PDP is the only true national party. The APC is just a mere congregation of strange bedfellows. Members of our great party must be ready to seize this opportunity to move this country forward. This cannot be achieved when the leaders of our party insist on peddling ugly rumors and throwing mud at each other. We should not allow any sentiment, ethnic or religious, to divide us. Unfortunately, with what we are presently witnessing, our party may lose the next general election if we continue to disregard or fail to address the feeling and grievance of alienation being presently experienced by the entire southern population of this great country. If this issue is dismissed, we cannot expect votes from them. We should be seen to pursue noble causes and not ethnic agenda. Ethnic groups in this country are at the precipice of collapse. It has never been this bad historically, and Nigerians are waiting for us to change the situation of things for the better. Until this party returns to the founding fathers' principle of unity, with equity, fairness, and justice being the pedestal of any political decision taken in this party, and ensuring broad-mindedness to accommodate the concerns of all zones in this country, PDP becomes vulnerable to disaster in 2023 elections. Unless we are united with equity, fairness, and justice, our party may be fragmented before 2023. In May this year, we elected our presidential candidate in the person of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, setting aside the principle of rotation as enshrined in the constitution of our party, In the interest of peace and unity of our party, today we're in a situation in which our national chairman is from the same zone as our presidential candidate. Some people are insisting that there is nothing wrong with this present argument. Some have argued that this happened during Chief Olusegun Obasanjo's administration, where the candidate and the national chairman were from the same zone. Let the truth be told. There are remarkable differences in the scenario then and now. Then we had the leader of the party who was then a sitting president from the south, and the candidate was from the north. In addition, the national chairman, Dr. Ahmadu Ali, was then on his way out. Today we have no sitting president from our party in Aso Villa. That argument falls flat. We need to stop playing games and being zombified. Let me summarize the genesis of the current crisis. As envisaged by the founding fathers of our party, there are 6 top positions in our country: President, Vice President, Senate President, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, and National Chairman of the party. Presently, we are not in government. Therefore, we only control 3 of these 6 positions, namely presidential, vice presidential candidate, and national chairman. I remember that Dr. Iyorchia Ayu said pointedly that if the presidential candidate emerges from the north, he would resign for a new national chairman to emerge from another zone before the presidential campaign starts. The other 3 positions are futuristics. It is only when we win the elections that we will fill these positions, namely the Senate President, the Speaker, and the Secretary to the federal government. As a result of the need to have inclusiveness, oneness, and togetherness, it does not make any political sense for the presidential candidate and the national chairman to come from the same zone. Now we have a situation in which some elders are saying it does not matter. Can we go into the election with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Dr. Iyorchia Ayu from the same zone, leading our national campaign? This would be an affront, an impunity, and an insult to the electorate and party members from the south. Dr. Iyorchia promised openly before the presidential primary in May to resign if the presidential candidate emerges from the north. So why has he refused to honor his words? Why is he reneging? What is driving his reluctance not to resign? We are promising Nigerians that when we get to government, every tribe will have a say in government. But now, how do we want Nigerians to trust us when we cannot fulfill a simple promise? Our national chairman made a pledge, and in such a short time, he has broken the pledge. Our party members from the south are now asking the following questions patently. Have we thrown out our integrity to the dogs? How will southern PDP leaders convince their electorate to vote for our candidate when there is no substantial national position in the southwest? How can we go into the election season with this type of division and expect to win the February 25th presidential election? Unless we're united, unless we have fairness, equity, and justice in our system, the party and the country are heading nowhere. I'm not a soothsayer, but I have traversed the length and breadth of our country and have learned so much politically. What I have predicted above will come to pass unless reasons prevail and we apply the brake immediately. It was the same myopic and unpatriotic reasoning that led to the collapse of the First and Second Republic. My interventions is about the future of this country, because what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Peradventure, let us reverse the scenario and think of these consequences. What do you think will happen if our presidential candidate and the national chairman come from the south? How do you think our northern brothers will feel and handle the situation? What is happening now is that many southerners are feeling alienated 2 weeks to the commencement of the presidential campaign. I know that the chairman of the board of trustee BOT and chairman governors forum have resigned, but of what importance is this? In our party hierarchy, chairman of BOT and governors forum are not that powerful. They are not even among the top 6 positions of our country. They are not important to the present discussion. Let me declare categorically that the positions of presidential candidates and national chairman cannot come from the same zone, period. I'm shocked about the quality of response from some of our friends, so divisive and arrogant. The largest vote in this election will come from Lagos, which is more than 7 million. Do we want to do away with the 7 million votes? Will that make any political sense? With respect to our presidential candidate, in the interest of the corporate goal of our party and the future generations of Nigeria, it is my considered request that our present chairman must bow out with dignity and candor. This will be the hallmark of nobility and decency. At my age, I cannot be canvassing for any party position, but as one of the fathers of PDP, we must be bold enough to tell the truth to power. The tribal mistrust in the land is unprecedented. Nigerians are waiting for us to vote APC out of Aso Rock, but now, probably due to selfish interest or ethnic attraction, some of our friends are becoming less and less patriotic in their decisions. A presidential candidate in the person of Alhaji Atiku has emerged. So what is wrong if Dr. Yocha Ayu steps aside honorably? Is our party an ethnic business enterprise or a private organization? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that there is a crisis ahead. The need to revisit the decision as quickly as possible is urgent. The general public perception today is like we are encouraging a Northern People's Democratic Party NPDP and a Southern People's Democratic Party SPDP instead of the undivided and united National PDP. On the vote of confidence passed on Ayu at the party's NEC meeting, he said, I want to say that the vote of confidence supposedly passed on Dr. Yocha and the NWC of the last party National Executive Committee NEC meeting cannot hold sway because most of our Southern members of NEC were absent from the meeting. What Dr. Ayu has succeeded in doing by refusing to step down is simply telling PDP members from the South that they are of no importance and that he is not ready to build a united and progressive party. He urged the former president to ensure the needful is done if the PDP must win the 2023 elections.